welcome back to my mess of a life and a mess of a car. So, like in our last video, we did actually get some good news. So in our last video, I did mention, you know, coming home after work from getting the bump steer all kit done, the alignment and everything, like that's all taken care of. On the way back, I did, however, mention that 700R4 I felt was starting to cancel out on me again, and I wasn't surprised. You know, it's been, this shop that I've had in Harrison that has touched this car has always been issue after issue, but luckily it wasn't that. I'm starting to figure out, after paying all this money to, you know, G2 Garage and all these other places, and, you know, getting recommended by other people that have been involved with FiTech, it seems like no one can give me the right answer for this car. Doesn't seem like it, because it seems like every excuse is a ground or the fucking, I don't know, wideband or an exhaust leak. Those are the three things that FiTech's gonna tell you that's gonna be wrong with your system. Or they're just gonna tell you box the shit up and send it back. Because the thing is, they're not gonna give you your money back if you're not happy with it. That's word for word what I was told by, I believe his name was Aaron. Yeah, so Aaron, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate you. But yeah, no, it seems like the system is just shit. Because, I mean, we've already gone through all the process of elimination, for a matter of fact, of what we thought was going to be, you know, plug wires, or, you know, spark plug, or timing, or your, apparently I was missing your $389 distributor to make my car run right. That wasn't the case. However, you know, G2 did actually end up finding out like some melted wires from the harness from the guy who installed the system lazily. But you know, at least we were able to cover that. You know, we got, you know, a little bit of skim of that, but car still runs like shit. Why does my car still run like shit after all this time? So it seems like ChatGPT has better answers for me. And with that being said, what happened earlier today, I hadn't touched the car, and I decided to get the car out, you know, just fire it up, test it, and that last week, I ended up just resetting the whole system. Just did that whole FiTech reflash, and the car was running great. Seemed like it had no problems. It had no lack of, you know, throttle response. There was no misfire. There was no lag. It felt like my idle air control was 100% perfect. No vacuum leaks, nothing. Fuel pressure was perfect. Duration perfect. Everything was great. And I was like, okay, my car's good. All I had to do was freaking wipe the system, because no one wanted to say that. Even the guys at FiTech customer support couldn't tell me that. They said, no, unbox the system and send it in and we'll die-hack it. No, I just had to reset it. But that only worked for so long. And with that being said, I get the car out. I decide to take it up here on Lucas and, you know, go hit, you know, a little bit of a drive. I'm not even 4 blocks away, and car starts getting up to temp. I park the car. I say hello to a friend that was walking by, and I get back in the car. I go do a couple more blocks around the, you know, around the strip. And as soon as I'm heading back home, getting into the gas out of traffic, it's sleeping. It just seemed like there was just nothing there. Halfway through the throttle, bro, like, fuck, come on. So, I don't know. What I need to do is actually, I'm gonna just, you know, go through that system, reset it again, make it, the whole ECU relearn itself. And what I'm gonna do is keep an eye out on idle air control, look for any vacuum leaks, because I know it's not bottom end, it's nothing to do with the compression of the block. It's none of those things. And it's not my trans either. You know, that's what I was thinking, getting on the highway a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, I should say, having no response. So that's a current update for now. I'm just gonna throw a Hail Mary on this car, and we'll undo the battery. I'll do a fine relearn in the morning after setting the battery back on, and just hope to God I can get this thing up from downtown Dallas to Grand Prairie with no issues, and just keep it running cool. And with that being said, the good news is we do get our personal garage on the 26th. Today is the 19th, so we are just 7 days away. We're a week away. And next Friday is gonna be really nice. We'll be able to get this car in, get my tools in, you know, the mini bike, and kind of get an idea of how we're gonna get this set up. So here is an image of Zoe in one of the other garages from previously this last year. Super spacious for a one car. There's plenty of depth in the back for a love seat and stuff. But the sad thing is, There is only one outlet, so to be able to have a lounge set up and my tools is going to be quite the challenge, but I think I might have this figured out. So when I meant I had it figured out, it was actually ChatGPT. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But the number one thing we need to figure out is how we're going to get from the ceiling down to the wall. So number one, let's get a 50-foot cord and 12 gauge just to make sure it's going to handle everything that we need it to put it through. So this will be for my power tools or even like the lamp that's going to be in the corner for the lounge section. But we're going to need more than just those three. So here is a couple different 8 plugs, 6 plugs. So with surge protection to be able to get us everything we need plugged, and maybe throw these little shits on the sides for like maybe a phone charger or a mini fridge, just whatever we need to make sure it's all good. But check this out. So ChatGPT was actually able to make me a full build sheet for what I wanted for the garage. So this is going to be a real good blueprint for what I want to make it look like this. So here I've got the walnut wood, the arc lights, it's just a super cozy loft. I think I'm looking more forward to that than the actual Gas Monkey show, because I'm nervous about the car. It's not the show. I'm worried how the car is going to do. But with next week coming up, I think it'll be fun to actually just have this knowledge and the safety of knowing that this car is secured and, closed off, not having to worry about any more taps, dents, hits, nothing. Just get it somewhere so it's actually safe. And with that, it was a great relief to know that like all that weight is off my shoulders with this FiTech kit, because now I have a way out. And luckily, like, there's no payment for the kit. This is something that's just in trade or like a gift of like, hey, thanks for managing my vehicles with these classics and these specialty cars that you do at work. So here's this as a gift. So again, to my buddy Jason, thank you for that. It really does mean the world. So we get our garage, our personal garage, like I said, in the next 7 days. So I think it's just time that we just take it off ourselves. And because it seems like nobody else can figure this shit out. And I think I miss getting my hands a little dirty, It's been a few years and I've just been sending my stuff to shops, and I miss the determination of, being able to do something for myself. So, and I think with this next system that I put in, being the sniper, it would be nice to actually see how everything is put together, how it's wired, where the grounds are. So that way there's no questioning. I can just say, oh, I know exactly what to do, where to look, and that's it. Oh. So I guess until then, I don't know what else I can put out for you guys with this. I'm just really hoping this thing runs as it should tomorrow. That's my biggest concern. Because it did well after I did that one reset, and what's one more? Literally just repeat the same steps that I did, and maybe this ECU will work for another week or two. Maybe that's what I have to do to keep this car running. I just keep resetting the FiTech ECU. Yeah. I guess like it keeps me from actually having to tear it apart, but I don't want this junk ass system in my car anymore if it's going to be like this. I just don't. So sorry for any FiTech guys that are watching this. I've tried back and forth. We've been to endless shops, and they want to tell me it's the car itself. I know this car has some work that it needs. Believe me, I know what it needs, but I'm tired of getting dicked. I'm just tired of being told this, X, Y, and Z, and we overnight the parts. We try to get the shit installed. We go to another shop. We get this done, that done, diags. For what? So until then, guys, that's our clip, and this is where I'm ending it. So if it continues, you'll see me at Gas Monkey tomorrow. So. All right, so it's officially the next day. Today, it's Saturday the 21st. I was thinking the Gas Monkey Ice House show was this morning. Turns out it's not till next week. Cool, a little bit of stress off my shoulders because I was trying to make this event. Just like the last time, we missed out on it because we didn't get there for early parking. Now, this next week that's coming up for the Ice House show, I don't believe we're gonna make it. I really don't. And with that being said, reason being, we tried to do the full FiTech reset bullshit. I had the battery undone overnight to try to make it reset on the hard way. And of course, you know, firing the car up, it sputtered, all this shit, blah, blah, blah. And of course, we had all of our codes back for all 8 injectors, wideband, and an O2 heater short. So I thought that was interesting as well. After spending probably a good, I'd say 15, 20 minutes with the actual access port inside the car, just trying to do a full reset. We went through a full process of elimination with this. We ended up just unplugging the O2 sensor to see if it would run any different. That wasn't the case. I checked AFRs and everything, and turns out we did find one major issue. The major issue being, the matter of fact, is that our AFRs, our AFR learn is at 29.7%. That's batshit crazy. This car AFR should be below 10. Below 10. So we know this car is actually accelerating 30% more fuel because it's compensating for something. And I don't know what it is, but I think I have a good guess. Now, with most of the case, when you have, it's running halifluoride, it's either we're going through spark, or I feel like maybe fuel pressure regulator might be going bad, or we have a restriction that's being sent in the return. So, but 30% is crazy. The key thing is right now, we have weak spark, fuel doesn't ignite, the ECU keeps adding fuel, it gets richer, it gets worse, and this is happening when the car is warm. Now with the Phytech system, I'm not actually able to see fuel pressure. Like PSI, it does not give me that with our access port. I'm able to get AFR trims and all of that. I know we should be sitting right at 58, right around 58 PSI for the matter of fact, the setup that what we have on Zoe here. Sadly, without having a way to read it from the access port, I don't really have the knowledge to be able to tap in and get inside this to be able to figure out what the pressure actually is. Now, I have done it without, you know, an actual meter. Just like bollocking on the gas, if I'm just able to give it or just hold an idle between 1,000 and 1,500 RPMs, it does start to smooth out a bit. So I know our compensation is happening when it's on idle. That's why it's running like shit. So I know that's one case. The rest of it, however, it's a little bit above my pay grade. Like I'm just real close just to spending the next month tearing this thing apart and just completely starting over. Like Phytech in the trash, or maybe someone would buy it on Marketplace, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm still in the battle of like, is it really this fucking Phytech system? Is that what we're dealing with? Or is it just the car? I don't know, because I know how many times this car has been to shops and has never been repaired right. It has never been repaired right in its life. It's been so many common mistakes, or like, oh, sorry, we forgot this, or this happened. And it's just like, it seems like this car has been given nothing but excuses. Even to be honest with you, I had this at shops where we did a whole new rear end. We did 373 gears and posi on this. And I went to go down back to Arkansas to go pick up the car from the shop. And I started driving it 20 miles out of town. They forgot to put gear oil in it. So that left it to another month waiting on my car to be finished again because someone forgot to add fucking gear oil in the rear end after replacing it. So it's literally like people make the most stupid mistakes on this car, and I bet you, I'm willing to almost bet my Audi, my mini bike, this, the chain, I don't care. Like, I'm willing to bet that whatever is wrong with this car is less than $100 repair. I want to say that's it so bad. But until we get to that point, this is how I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks. And so with that, I think that's going to conclude my video. I'm just going to keep repeating myself how much I hate this Phytech system, how much I hate how this car has been treated and all this other shit. But until then, it's time to, oh, I found a lizard.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
it.